The National Assembly, or NA's ninth legislature, kicked off its sixth ordinary session on Tuesday with debates to center on economic, monetary, and budgetary matters amid continuing economic hardship.
การจัดตั้งปฏิบัติแผนพัฒนาเศรษฐกิจสังคมแห่งชาติ
President of the National Assembly, Dr. Saisampon Phumvichan, declared the biannual session open, giving the floor to the government to report on measures to address the country's financial and economic difficulties, which have seen inflation reach unprecedented levels and continuing depreciation of the key.
เรียกร้องมายังประธานสมาชิกสภาแห่งชาติ
Delivering the opening remarks, Dr. Saisampon said that the session, which will run until November 21st, will hear and debate the midterm review of the five-year National Socioeconomic Development Plan, the budget and monetary plans for 2021 to 2025, and plans for the remaining 2.5 years.
ปัญหารวมของชาติ จึงเฮ็ดให้เศรษฐกิจของประเทศเฮาสืบต่อขยายตัวและสามารถ
Prime Minister Sonsai Siphandorn pledged to continue to enforce measures to stabilize the macroeconomy and prevent Laos falling into crisis.
รวมยอดรายได้แห่งชาติต่อหัวคนในปี 2023 คาดว่าจะบรรลุได้ $1,712
The Premier told the opening session that our focus will be on enforcing promulgated measures to address fragile and sensitive and fluctuating situations in relations to currency exchange and inflation rates and costs. These steps are aimed at curbing rising inflation rates and stabilizing prices and the cost of living.
การก่อสร้างฐานการเมือง
Secretary General of the Lao People's Revolutionary Party Central Committee and President Thonglun Sisulit and other party and state leaders were present at the opening session.
พร้อมนั้นก็ยังมีพันธะในการชำระหนี้สินต่อต่างประเทศขึ้น
Prime Minister Sonsai assured Assembly members that debt would continue to be serviced, especially foreign debts, and vowed to prevent Laos from sliding into default, despite the country having high-level public and publicly guaranteed debt.
ปุ่งหาหัวหน่วยขาดคิดที่เป็นยุทธศาสตร์และบรรดาวิสาหกิจอื่น
Pledging to repay the debts owed by state enterprises, Prime Minister Sonsai said the government would consider selling its stake in some hydropower projects. Meanwhile, the government will seek new sources of finance to repay the debt owed by state-funded development projects so that local contractors have sufficient capital to keep their business alive.
ย้อนขยุ่งไล่
Special emphasis, he said, will be placed on maximizing revenue collection by exploring new income sources and modernizing revenue collection in order to prevent leaks, so that the government has a larger budget from which to repay debts. Given its limited budget, the government will continue to cut spending, including on state vehicles and more. The government will also continue to regulate the use of foreign currencies and ensure these are circulated within the banking system in order to boost foreign exchange services. Other key measures include continuing to improve the business environment, continue to improve and reform state enterprises with poor performances such as Electricité du Laos, Nayobai or Policy Bank, Lao Development Lottery State Enterprise, Lao Airlines, and others. Promote production to reduce imports, continue to improve micro, small, and medium enterprises. Streamline cross-border trade and procedures at dry ports. Do more to attract foreign tourists. The Ministers of Finance, Planning and Investment and the Governor of the Bank of the Lao PDR presented reports covering the scope of their responsibilities for lawmakers to debate. Implementation of the 2023 Socioeconomic Development Plan, budget and monetary plans, and plans for 2024 will also be debated.
การจัดตั้งปฏิบัติแผนเงินตรากลางสมัยของแผนพัฒนาเศรษฐกิจ
Reports on implementation of the two national agendas for 2021 to 2023, one to address financial and economic difficulties and the other to address the drug trade, will also be presented and debated. Many state agencies are scheduled to present midterm reviews of their performances as they reach the halfway stage of their five-year development plans for 2021 to 2025. Lawmakers will also debate newly drafted laws on special economic zones and basic health care. Debates will also consider draft amendments to 6 laws on health care, intellectual property, accounting, payment systems, judges, and inspection and monitoring by the National Assembly and Provincial People's Councils.